Just a second. I think that sound is okay. Not 100% sure since I have a different sound going into the stream and on the earphones. Well, hi everybody, and yeah, I am sorry for the broken hearts in the teaser or the trailer or whatever. Yeah, I was really hoping that we will focus today only on the Home Assistant release, which is coming tomorrow. It will be version 1.0, but unfortunately in the last couple of weeks there were a lot of problems with the Home Assistant running on Synology, but not any version. It was the HAS.io version done by Friederike. I don't know if you have seen it. I made... Hi Rene, that's great. Thanks Louise, thanks. So what's the topic I was trying I would really like to cover today. I've seen a lot of issues with the people that are currently running Syno Community package, and Syno Community package is a package that was made by Friederike, and it allows you to install Home Assistant Supervised, I think that it's still called like that, onto the Synology, and have not just Home Assistant core running, but also all the add-ons, the supervisor and everything. And I've been looking at that project for more than a year. I think it started somewhere at the beginning of 2019, and at that time there were some quirks, problems with the network, because this is a hack, and that's the big issue and the problem we have here now. But in the meantime everything was fixed and the package really worked nice. I made a video on that. I know that I still have a lot of hits. I got even more hits after the issues with the package, because people were looking for the solutions to the problem. Berten here, hi Berten, he just a couple of minutes ago posted a question on the video. So to be able to cover this topic, we have to know what are the supported system. And supported system for Home Assistant, definitely the most supported one, and you can get the image for that, install it from the image and just run it. It is a Raspberry Pi. So whatever version of Raspberry Pi 3 or Raspberry Pi 4 you run, you get the image with the operating system. On top of that, everything else is prepared for you. You just install it and that's it. So this is the first option. Second option is to get the virtual image and run it on any kind of virtual machine. It can be VMware, it can be Microsoft VMware. Another one, yes. Is it too loud? Or is it too slow? I didn't want to, I wanted to have a bit of music, but I didn't want to be too loud. So the next option, as I said, was a virtual machine. You have virtual machine, you load up the image, and you have once again operating system with everything inside. I think that there are other options. For example, there is a pure Python option, meaning that if you have supported version of Python, you can download the Python files, install them and run it as a script or whatever. And there are a lot of hacks. One of the hacks was Syno Community package, where Friederike really did a great job, and he was able to emulate, I would call it like that, or fake for the supervisor image, the system that it needs to install other containers. So how installation goes, this is from what I've gathered. I didn't go into depth with this, but first thing that gets installed is a supervisor. Then supervisor sees what is needed, and then it starts downloading or making requests for the other packages, network, DNS network, whatever, health now, and etc. And this is the issue. The issue is that there is a supported version of Docker for the supervisor, and unfortunately Synology is lacking or is lagging behind with the supervisor, with the Docker version. So we can go and check in just a second. not this one. Let me open up this one. Yeah, I had a problem with the network yesterday, so still not all of my services are running as they should, but I fixed more or less everything. Okay, so if we go to package center, this machine here, it's running Has.io. Packages, installed Docker. Yes, the latest version for the Docker is 18. For the Synology is 18.09.0-0513, and this is after the fix or the patch that was introduced, I think, in the summer or something like that. No. Yeah, sorry to say, but sorry, no. Once again, no. The minimum version that Home Assistant developers support for the supervised version is version 19.03. And officially there isn't a version of 19.03 or .03 for the Synology. There is a workaround, and let me find it here. Synology Docker 1903 GitHub. I think this is the one. Okay, there is a hack, and as you can see, this developer is working on it. But this is the biggest issue. Concept of the Synology is great because it allows you to have very stable system where you get all those components already made by the Synology. For example, photo station, video station, whatever, or some third-party components such as Plex, MB, and things like that. You put it on a device and it runs. There are no problems, there are no issues, there are not that many patches, there are security updates and things like that, but the system itself is very stable. Once you start up messing with the system files or some files that Synology itself can expect to be different, you are going into very dangerous territory. If we were to make a wager, I would say that 80 or 90, maybe 95% of all the people who would upgrade using this, they would have no issue. But from those people that do have issue, there is a potential issue of your Synology being completely unavailable. That you cannot do anything with it, that you have to format disks and start from the beginning. And this is something that I really would not... Definitely it is, and I still think this is the best option. So officially Syno community package is not supported, but the issue began with the version of Supervisor. I think it was from version 117. Nice, yeah, Proxmox is definitely a good option. I still haven't. I have my setup currently, Has.io version even, running on the Synology. It's still working great, but people, okay. So what is the problem? Why it started in the version 117 with the supervisor version 20.10. something? Synology introduced Home Assistant devs introduced something more proactive in terms of visibility of if your system is healthy and supported or not. This Syno community package was never officially supported. It was never running in a healthy state, and there are a lot of people when installed went to the supervisor logs. In the supervisor logs you had two lines, one saying that BTFS file system version is not supported because you cannot run it on the BTFS, it has to be AXT4, and the second line was the Docker version was unsupported. So in the version with the Supervisor 2020-10.2, they started popping up that warning more frequently in the log files. The next update brought something that broke all the BTRFS and Docker are unhealthy. And then it was always like that. It was really from the beginning, but a lot of people, since the system was running, never went to the logs and never seen that. The biggest problem was that they introduced this health check that would prevent you to update Home Assistant if it's in an unhealthy state, meaning that all the Home Assistant supervised versions that were running on Synology would automatically get unhealthy state and will be prevented from the updates from Home Assistant. But you would also get blocked from any installations of add-ons, and you would also get blocked from any updates of add-ons. This had a major impact on all Synology SIO versions, meaning that everybody who is using this will, if it still didn't receive this error. No, Henrik. So I apologize for the naming because names changed a couple of times. So we have officially Home Assistant. This is the, let's call it like that, overall system. Home Assistant Core is the version that runs independently inside Docker. So you can run that on Synology. This is supported, meaning you just install the Docker image of Home Assistant and you have standalone Home Assistant. And SIO, or how it's now called, Home Assistant Supervised, I think it's called Supervised still. I said they were changing names a couple of times and I just got lost in the name changes. Supervised version is what you would normally see on Raspberry Pi, where you have not just Home Assistant, but you also have Supervisor, and from the Supervisor you can also install from within Home Assistant all the add-ons. In Home Assistant Core, you would have to individually download each of the add-ons, not as add-ons, but as a component, standalone component, and then you would have to connect them by hand. For the supervised version, this is done automatically. Okay, so to get back to what happened at one update, and I think this was a version 2020-12.2, they forced this unhealthy state to be checked, and if your system was in an unhealthy state, all the updates were blocked. And as I said, this had a major impact on all the Home Assistant supervised installations, but bear in mind they are unsupported and were never supported officially. But not just Synology users, some other users on the Linux machines also had the same problems. So the devs introduced one flag, and in order for your system to keep working, because as you can see, my system here is still working. I can go to Supervisor, I can go to add-on store, and I don't know, I can install something. I don't know what I would install here. I think there was some kind of a test. Wasn't it? And whatever. I could install any add-on from this supervised version. But there was also the response from the devs was really great, because they said, listen guys, you made this great system and it works, but it's not supported. We do not have enough people to support it, we do not have enough knowledge to support it, and by supporting older versions for the Synology, we would have problem with development for the newer versions for all other users. So they said, guys, your system is not supported and we want users to know that. But okay, since you want to hack around it, we will introduce this jobs flag. It is. So they introduced the jobs flag, and the workaround for this is, if you have SIO running or Home Assistant Supervisor running, let me see here. If you go to File Station, SIO folder, here are all the JSON files needed for the system to work. The workaround was very easy. You would create a file called jobs.json. Just a second, please. Berten, I don't know if you are still here or not. So the workaround is create inside SIO folder where all the files, configuration files for all the systems are. And inside this jobs.json, you just add this line of text. And to make it easier for everybody, let me put it in a stream. And this is the only line of text you would have to add to the jobs.json file to have system working back again. And I'm really grateful because devs really went a long way here, because they did introduce this functionality to prevent unwanted issues opened on the GitHub, and people with the unsupported system unfortunately are opening issues on the GitHub, and developers then lose time to track the problem to the unsupported version and to tell the users that they will not be fixing that, and the users get frustrated because, sorry, yes, Andy, yeah, you're right, I forgot to say, and the next thing is to restart Supervisor, not Home Assistant, because if you restart Home Assistant, nothing would happen. You have to restart Home Assistant. So you get in a loop, you know, users get frustrated that Home Assistant is not working, Home Assistant version that is not supported really, and they use words that people really should not use in a communication towards the developers. Developers then get frustrated because, thanks to some really good guy, Frederique, they get backlash of the angry users, and it goes in a circle. So everybody's frustrated. You know, users are frustrated and the developers are frustrated. I am on the community. In the community website, there were a lot of talk about this, and a lot of people were saying how to implement this fix. And we asked Frederique to make, if it's possible, to make it in such a way. Hi Dustin, nice seeing you here. Unfortunately, I still do not have your free deck, I have a stream deck, but I will definitely be working on that project. So we approached Frederique and asked him if it's possible to make a new version, new release of SIO package for the Synology, and that we would and that package would automatically create a jobs.json file. By that, you prevent any problem, because any user that would try to install Home Assistant or SIO or Home Assistant Supervised on a Synology would be able to do it. But then I will open a GitHub request for that. Just a second to show you what happened. It's called SPK. I think this one. Not this one. Let me try to find it. Okay, this is it. So as you can see, he created a pull request for that, but then, yeah, from the boss himself, there was a suggestion to not add this PR, and unfortunately, a lot of people had very negative comment on it, or thumb down, which is of course something that you may or may not do. I didn't put my thumb down here, and I don't think that I will ever put my thumb down here. That's correct, Andy. And it was back and forth. At one point I thought that I would not answer anything, then I did answer something. Then we came to agreement. The package was there was an additional comment added for the package to be unofficial. But instead of, as you said, Andy, instead of being and having an open and positive communication, the anger of the users went to the people that were really not doing anything bad towards them, because for them we do not exist, not in a bad way or bad sense, since they do not support, since they didn't make our version and they didn't support our version. I wouldn't say that they're unaware of it, but they feel no obligation except maybe for the personal wish to help, but they cannot help. And to stop development of Home Assistant going in one way because of, I don't know, 50, 500 or even 5,000 users, for them is also unacceptable. And that's why I mentioned broken hearts. So what is the future of the Home Assistant supervised on the Synology? Well, it never really had any future in terms of long-term support. It is still working. I don't know, and I haven't checked if the version 1.0 will be working. I really hope that it would. So there are three options. I myself will definitely keep on. Yeah, Jeff, it looks like it. We already had one issue last summer, I believe, when the devs said that they will be killing this completely. Then they decided to postpone this decision. This is different decision, but has the same consequence as the decision they made a couple of months ago. I myself will keep on running the supervised version for as long as I can, because some of the problems and issues I had with the Home Assistant core and additional independent Docker containers are resolved by this. It is. So, Burton, yes, you can. No. I'm not negative. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Andy, Home Assistant is coming out of beta tomorrow. So tomorrow we will have version 1.0. At this point, there is a beta 4 or beta 5, I think, and this is the last version, the last release before the full new 1.0. And I really do not feel anything negative here. Don't get me wrong, towards nobody. I think that. Oh, sorry, sorry. But he's really true, and this is not something this is just understanding that that Frederick will try to support us. Frederick will try to support us as long as he can. I know that he is also a bit, I wouldn't say frustrated, but maybe sad. I've seen this in the community because people do not read threads. So you have there at least 20 of the same questions. Some even are, one question from one person, then he gets answer how to fix it, and then you have the second person just asking that, and not asking like, "Hi Federica, can you help with this?" but help, yes. Frederick is really great guy. I unfortunately didn't have too much communication. We did go back and forth some emails between us, not through the community itself, but he really seems a great guy. But on the other hand, a lot of people are not reading and not aware of what they're doing, and when you reach he made it as a public project. Anybody, if has idea how to make it better, can go on a GitHub, take the code, and work on it and make something better, or make a fork out of it and make, you know, bearded version of the SIO, whatever. So I will keep using the supervised version for now, but I'm aware that at any time there will be a possibility for me that I will have to roll back, let's call it like that. Yeah, so there was also a question about DSM-7. As you can see here, I made this same question somewhere around here. Yeah, and the answer was that the DSM preview has Docker version 18.09. Hi, Johnny. So unfortunately, at this time, and the only I wouldn't once again blame it on them, but at this story there is no wrongdoing on the Frederica's side, there is no wrongdoing from the dev side of Home Assistant. The only issue is that Docker version on the Synology is not the latest, and this is really not just the case with this. The other versions are very slow to update. Andy, for that you always have Home Assistant Core. You can always go to Home Assistant Core, it works as a charm, and for that you do not have to have version 19.3, so you will be once again on the supported system. Until Synology makes an upgrade to the Docker package, and I'm not sure that we can expect it in the next 3 to 6 months, I believe. We have no other option than to either go this unofficial route, which may be blocked at some time, or go to the core version. If anybody has issues currently with the SIO version, currently the fix is what I said previously: create a jobs file, put that bit of code there, restart supervisor, and it should start and work as previously. It will still say that the system is unhealthy and unsupported, because it really is. So yeah, this is really the story of the Home Assistant love between Home Assistant and the Synology, and I was really sad to see and disappointed to see that DSM version 7 didn't bring the Docker version 19.3. But you know, karma. I don't know if anybody has seen the official release from the Home Assistant devs in regard to Docker. It looks like Home Assistant isn't compatible with the latest version of Docker. So on one hand we have Synology with the old version, then we have Home Assistant Supervised working on 19.03, and now the official version of the Docker is 20. something, and if you install that version of Docker, yeah, your Home Assistant will not work. And this is really fun thing, because it happened, you know, 2 or 3 weeks between each of those informations or, you know, warnings. But yeah. You know, Andy, why I went for the add-ons or supervised? Because of the add-ons and ease of adding them. I don't know, you probably seen I have a lot of videos on how to install Core and all the other add-ons, not all, but most of the add-ons that people normally use. And unfortunately, with some that are, to me, most important, for example the VS Code, I had problems. My recording system is without certificate, so it's not protected with, my system is not protected with the SSL certificate, but my home system, my main system, is with the SSL certificate. It was really hard for me to push the certificate to VS Code. It never worked as it was supposed to work. There were 2 versions of the Docker image. I think I went with the how it's called, Linux Serve one, and for that I asked devs, and they say that they are not even planning to implement the SSL certificate. And because of that, you know, every time you start VS Code, you get that warning that you're running the unsecure version, that not all the components will work, and etc. So I was really getting frustrated, and this is why I went for the add-ons. My system worked, I wouldn't say the same as it's working now, but more or less everything that I had running on the HA core was moved to the supervised version. So I believe that it would be a slow process, it would be a painful process, but I would still be able to go to the core version if it's needed. Do I want to do it? No. I moved my it took me a long time to make the decision, but I finally moved my ZigBee devices or ZigBee to MQTT to add-ons. I moved my MQTT from the Synology package, no, from the Synology Docker to the add-on. So yeah, I really do not want to spend additional 2, 3 or 4 weekends to do that stuff, but if it comes to that, I'll be doing that. Which reminds me, probably at the beginning of the next year, and I don't know if it will be in January, I hope it will be, I will be making a completely new series that is unfortunately inspired by these events on, you know, from scratch. Installing Home Assistant Core, because we will now have version 1.0, installing all the Docker containers. I think that in the last year, since I made some of those videos, a lot of things have changed. I hope that I learned something in the process, that I can even improve that, and yeah. So yeah, from problem there rises opportunity. So yeah, I think that's the case here. Hi Robert, and thanks for subscribing. Okay, so what I also had in plan for today is, not all things are, I wouldn't say this is bad, this is really not a bad news, this is just something that people have to be aware, you know. This is something like a pandemic. You do not have to be not have to be paranoid about it, but you definitely have to be aware. So as I said, yesterday I had some network troubles. My whole network failed at home, and I restored it. Then my recording setup failed. I did manage to get it back working. So we will not be doing one of the things I mentioned in the Discord server. But yeah, so as I had a free time, I wouldn't say free time, but as I was already working in Proxmox, I created 2 new instances, 203 and 204. This one still has to be restarted. Let me quickly do that while we are talking. I think this is the... I think this is the one. Restart. Yep, this is for the testing purposes. Mind you, Jeff, I do have 3 Synology devices, but for the recording purposes I use Xpenology because it just allows me to have faster rollbacks. And unfortunately also I did have to use a couple of my rollbacks in the last couple of months because of the failures I had. It's running on one old, yeah. Proxmox is run on the very old Intel NUC with the Atom processor. I think it's only 1 GHz 2-core Atom processor with 10 gigs of RAM, something like that. Yeah, 10 gigs of RAM. The SSD, there is a SSD inside with I don't know, 100 gigs capacity, but for the testing purposes this really is all you need. Let's see if this one It's not, still not restarting. What I said, restart. Oh no, I wanted to shut down. No, doesn't matter. So I created 2 new instances, and what I wanted to do is try to install Home Assistant version 1. This is of course beta still, but this is the latest beta version available, or beta version. And just give me a second. Okay, sorry for that, I forgot my laptop. Nope. Issues importing snapshots from Synology to Proxmox version 4. I apologize for this one, I have 2 of the same laptops. Slobodno, da. I didn't have issues. No, I didn't have issues. I did try that once, and I had no problem with that. I apologize. Okay. Have I shown you my Microsoft Surface, how it looks? This one is, I never released video on. Maybe it is. Just give me a second. Yeah, big studio. I don't know if I showed you. This is my Microsoft Surface. I love this device. I don't know if you will be able to see it. I can completely remove the screen. I repaired this one. I wouldn't say repaired, and I never changed the glue on the screen. I prepared on this one, but I didn't save the file, so file is not available here. Save as beta. Okay, and now if I open here my let me open here. Where is it? Open. Oh great, where I saved it. Ah, super. So idea is to install beta version of the Home Assistant and go through that. And while we are doing that, I would also install the. Hi Mohan. That's great, Burton. As I said, it will work for you definitely. I will keep on using it, but you have to be aware that at one day maybe we will reach the point where it will not work anymore. You can always, get on the and stay on the latest available version. But yeah, I will also, if that happens, I will definitely put a notification both on my channel and on the Discord, and I will try to find a workaround or easier way to migrate to something else, but for now this is it. I saved it somewhere wrong. No, it should be here. I know what's the problem. Okay, we'll try it like that. So let's try and install the new Home Assistant. Let's see if this one is... I just restarted it. Never mind. I wanted to add a bit of RAM here. It's now running with 500 megs or something like that, but never mind, it would install. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to open PuTTY. Let me switch this to... Yeah, that's right. That's right, Andy. Did I say hi from Croatia, Mohan? Nice seeing you. Okay. Why? I'm missing something here. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, Leland, but if I look at my system that I have all the Synology things running, all the Home Assistant related stuff with at least 8 or 10 containers. I have Storj cryptocurrency backup system running. I have PaperMC Minecraft server running. I have MB face recognition, bunch of stuff, and I never get more than 60% load on the system, so I have to be very happy with it. Let's try this. Okay, finally. Let me log in here. Yeah, Leland, I did run pure Minecraft, meaning the original, but then I went for the PaperMC version because it is more optimized, and I know that a lot of people that run the Minecraft servers for the community also run PaperMC because it's a bit more optimized. I do not have that many users. Maximum users playing there were 5 or something like that. Okay, let's remember what's the password. Okay, so what I have to do is first I'll sudo. Okay. This is very small screen. Is this any better? Can anybody see anything here? Same here, Andy, for my daughter's friends, yeah. But I do join the server sometime. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to create a folder for the Home Assistant. Okay. So we are ready. Now I have just to make sure that everything is typed correctly. I was spoiled by the Home Assistant Supervised from Federica. Okay, now my beautiful face is also here. Just kidding. Okay, so sudo docker run itd name Home Assistant, and let's add volumes. Volume 1 docker Home assistant with the config. Okay. Okay, ports 8123 with 8123. Time zone equals Europe, Zagreb. Net, we'll be using host network, and here comes the home assistant Docker image repository, and we'll be using beta package. Okay, hopefully, fingers crossed, I didn't make a typo. Yeah, right. Oh, I'm so glad this happened. Just give me a second, please. Just a second, please. Okay. Okay. I hate this GitHub limit. And in order to get around it, I have to do something else. I implemented a multi-factor authentication in my system, and by implementing it in the GitHub, at the GitHub, I've now encountered one additional step that I have to make, and that step is that my password is not working anymore. So when I want to log in, instead of password, I have to use API token. And it's not working once again. Oh, idiot, sorry. I apologize for this. I was using something else here. Docker login. How? It's not letting me in. Nope, unauthorized or lovely. Lovely. Yeah. No, they are maybe you misunderstood that, Leland. they are recommending to not use smartphones as a callback, or the SMS for the MFA. Yeah, over the phone. That's right. Yeah, that's right. The problem is that people are not aware that SMS and even phone calls can be hijacked. So what they do is they reroute you. They intercept your call, received it, and then give you something else or the same answer there. So that's the possibility. That's the reason why they are not endorsing or recommending people to move from the. No. The problem is that my account at the Docker is not allowing me, and Docker hasn't been added to the two-factor authentication. Let me try to sign in like this here. No, you're joking me. It's working here. Let me try one more time. Docker login, not a login, login. Oh, finally. Let's try and see here now. Yep, it's pulling. I don't know if others have the same problem. Unfortunately, I have a lot of systems, test systems and everything, and I pull a lot of stuff from GitHub, so I had to reduce a lot of stuff to be not pulled every 5 minutes. I pull them now even 1 hour, and I still go over the rate limit, even with the extended yeah. I'm using YubiKey alternative. I don't know if you've seen my last mail day from the last Sunday. I received week before that those security keys. This one is from Token 2. It's a Swiss company. It has everything. It has same functionality as YubiKey. I got 2 versions, one with the NFC and the other one without NFC. And yeah, but it is. I've added that. I added that to the GitHub, Google, but it also automatically adds it then to the MFA connected with the. Yes, PGP. I used PGP in the 90s, really early 90s, around from 93 to 97 or 98. Then after they started having those issues with the, rumors or not rumors that FBI has managed to get the code and put the backdoor in. And then you had 2 versions from the 2 versions of the repository, and later on it was bought by Symantec, and I work with Symantec, and I will not say anything more than that. Okay, this looks promising. Will we have Home Assistant version 1 working? Maybe. So yeah, but when I added this for the Google, it automatically also installs itself and connects itself to the Google Authenticator. Then I have it connected with the Microsoft Authenticator. Authy is not working with it, so I cannot connect this key with that one. And it's really nice. Whenever I go to the new device, I have to enter my username and password, and then I have really plenty of other options on how to authenticate. I can use the application, or I can just, on the mobile phone, I can get it near the YubiKey to this token and just connects via NFC. or press the button and it goes to USB and blah 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 blah. But it has also integration with the other applications for the password management. I do not use any of them. I was looking at Bitwarden, but unfortunately the personal edition or the community edition of the Bitwarden doesn't support any kind of FIDO2, which is also, yeah, even Microsoft supports it. Microsoft, okay. So I apologize, this system is very slow, so it takes a bit of time to extract everything. Yeah, but I was disappointed to see that what is missing. Google has it, Microsoft can use FIDO2, Twitch? No, Twitch can use something. I don't like Authy. I don't know why, but I don't like it. As I said, I have all three of them here on my phone. From all those applications, Authy is the one that I prefer least. And this is maybe because it's connected with a system I don't like, and I use it for Twitch, and I don't like Twitch. So maybe this is the reason. This is the reason why I'm not happy when using it. I have my Twitch account. I don't. I have even a Restream account, which would enable me to make same stream available. Yeah, publish ports. Okay. Yeah, you have to have premium subscription, and I wanted to use the add-on for the. I don't know if premium is available if you are using the local instance of Bitwarden inside Home Assistant. And the general idea, what I had was to, since I have my private cloud, everything here, would it be able to do same thing for the Bitwarden locally? I have to use some of the applications are related to my work, day job. Oh, I'm talking here and I forgot that this has been downloaded. Let's check Docker now. As you can see, brand new system. I didn't open anything here. So for my work, I have to use some of those authentication systems, and yeah. I think it's still starting. This is it's still starting. It will take some time. We can check the CPU inside the Proxmox. It will be probably 120%. So this is the one. It's still running on 512, half a gig of RAM. It's great. Now, Synology OS or DSM, and Xpinology, because it's derived from that, is really great and optimized operating system. 13%. Oh, maybe it's already done and waiting. Let's see here. 203. Wow. Yeah, Yeah, I do need to separate that one. Okay, let's be creative. Create account. Oh, I haven't done this in so long. A new installation. Yeah, let's leave it like that. Elevation. I think that I know my elevation. And for the map, anybody has any wishes where we will locate this system? Should we go somewhere warm? Let's go to Kinshasa. Maldives. Anybody been to Kinshasa, by the way? I was there a long time ago. How time flies. I was there. Just one question. I did this process about 10 times so far, maybe more, maybe less. I don't remember. Hey Andrea, nice seeing you here. Currently, I'm setting up the beta version of the Home Assistant. Is there easy way to select a location without searching it on the map here? Just a question. If I would, for example, select Tahiti, would it change map? No, it wouldn't. Then let's go for Europe. You know, my wife told me yesterday that she doesn't care about anything currently. The only place that she wants to go right now is Milan. So let's put it on Milan. Europe. Okay, let me put here Zagreb and we will search here for Milano. We haven't been there this year. We usually go every year, at least once. Wow! I don't like this dark theme, but we will change it later. Yes, let's add this. Bedroom. Submit. Okay, whatever, just add them. Printer. Everything is in the bedroom. 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 Is there a faster way to just click and accept everything? Leland, you're right, but currently I have this Keylight Air light shining at very bright, like a mini sun, and I just have hard time reading it. So this is the main Shelly. This is Shelly plug 1. Sorry. Okay, it's working. I thought that it hanged. Nope, nothing else. Let's finish it. Wow! Oh! I know what's my daughter may listening. Okay, so we now have Home Assistant running here. Yes. And if we go to configuration, info, ta-da! We are now on a version 1.0. Okay, beta 5. Let's check here. System health, development false, supervisor false. Docker is true, Python version is okay. As you can see, it doesn't have any problems, even the version 1.0, if you run Home Assistant Core on the Synology. Front end is 2020-12-10. Supervisor we cannot check because this is not yeah, because it's not supervised. Nice. And in order for us to appreciate version 1.0, what we should do next is we should check the release notes. I always like, you will see now that I like reading them, because when I press the letter R, I go to release candidate. I have it on a speed dial. Let's check the release notes, beta release notes. Oh, by the way, everybody, anybody here attending conference tomorrow? I'm really looking forward to that. I was really disappointed that I was not able to buy more tickets. I wanted to buy 10, 20 tickets and give them away so that more people could attend. But unfortunately, you can, with the email, you can buy only one ticket. Okay, we are still waiting for this. I don't know if you have seen this. This is the Home Assistant blueprints. Let's open it like that. We will go to that a little bit later. So in core, Apple TV integration, REST query, PV output. This is for the photovoltaic. Yeah, photovoltaic system. Okay. Broadlink, HomeKit, humidifier, dehumidifier, SmartThings, gas meter, the SMR reader telegram timestamp. What's that? Allows you to easily add sensors that the SMR reader, that, yeah, smart meter reader, blah blah blah. Separate sensor for every field which was named. No. Okay, setup, configuration. Okay. Template overlay on off in template binary sensor. Delay on off. Solar angle. Configuration depends on what you want them to be. Let's go to sun angle, renaming, change the icon, entity, or what was the delay on, delay off? It's still not available in the documentation. Okay, doesn't matter. Shelly firmware version, Shelly support for the rest. If we go here, let's go to configuration, devices, Shelly. What are the disabled ones? Cloud firmware. Why is this disabled? Does anybody know really why some of the entities are disabled when you start them? Wow, lucky you, Leland. We do not have any kind of Christmas parties. I haven't seen some of my colleagues for more than, I don't know, 6 months. I'm odd week working at the office. Have a great time, Leland. Okay, so what we have, uptime and cloud. I don't use cloud with the Shelly. Let's check here. REST commands, input events, binary sensor inputs, open relative percent over Zoom. We don't use Zoom. As a matter of fact, we are forbidden from using Zoom for whatever reason. Even if we are using company laptop, we cannot use it for the private purposes. Well, yeah. Spotify repeat mode, tilt support, Deacons covers, Nest SDM API, NAS device triggers, support disabling devices. Let me check this one. Can be used to control tune thermostat, blah 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 blah, and they've added up. Yeah, it's still not here. Authentication. Okay, front, target selector, enhance ZHA. My to-do, I will be making a New Year's list or wish list for the next year, of not wish list, but I wish I do that list, and ZHA will definitely be on that list, decons will be on that list, a lot of other things will be there. I just simply do not have enough time for those things. New integration, fire service. I always go through these changes because that's the way how I sometimes get ideas for the future videos. Fire's first service rota is powerful, blah, blah, blah. System firefighters, blah 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 blah. Nice. I don't know if anybody has seen Brandenburg roster. I've seen YouTube. They have channel, I think, where you can see their action cams for the fire instance. They are really good. Motion blinds. Twinkly. What is Twinkly? Let's check. Motion blinds SRP. Twinkly integration control Twinkly LED string from Home Assistant. Nice. This is also new. I didn't hear about Twinkly. Motion blinds. This is a European company. Third motion bridge installation. I have to check that one. Let's see what kind of blinds these are. Smart blinds. Wireless reliability. Anybody using them? Yeah, Netherlands. Products. They look nice. Oh, I know. I will probably have to buy this one. Yeah. But the question is, are these also? We have blinds like this on the balcony, and if I could automate them, I would buy. I know that even my wife would approve of buying them. They look pretty nice. Motion smart blinds. Yeah, I cannot see if it fits for every application or not. Ah no, it's roller, Venetian, and vertical. If we go to roller, yeah, I don't think that those ones, what are they called? These ones roll up can be automated, and it's really shame. Okay. Yes, better, definitely, definitely. Okay, let's go back to 1.0. HomeKit controller, support for cameras, and fans and covers does both integration. Aurora and Recollect Waste are available through the UI. Breaking changes. I think that, yeah, I've seen this one. We'll check this one. Let's go one by one. Configuring Aurora sensor via YAML has been removed. Okay. Certificate expiry. Anybody using this certificate expiry notification or sensor? I have one problem with them, and I think that this is not a problem. This is by, fault by design. when I'm restarting Home Assistant, it cannot self-verify certificate that is used by the system. So I always get an error. Next time it tries to verify certificate, everything is okay. But on the boot, I always have in the log file that it is unable to verify the certificate. Not relative time values, so the values don't change every second. Okay, solar log. Oh yes, this releases the previous configuration solar log. Imported to the UI. I like. I know that a lot of people. If you look at my GitHub repository, you will definitely see a lot of lines of code there. But I still like the UI version. And if you look at the users that will be using Home Assistant if it goes mainstream, those users are not interested in code. They really would like to do everything through the user interface, and this will definitely help. The logic operations sensor states are renamed from not or and to none, some, all. Okay. Uptime. In order to optimize stability and performance, sensors should use only absolute time values and not relative time values. Okay. Okay, as a side effect of this change, unit measurement option integration the business, you can remove it from configuration. Okay. I think that I do not have any integration or automation that relies on this. Keyring, secrets in CRUD stash and keyring is the precedent will be removed. Apple TV has been completely rewritten. Support for YAML was removed. Blah blah blah. And Telegram bot. Telegram bot integration now allows accept messages when either the allowed group, chat ID, or user ID of the sender matches. Ah, okay. I will not have any impact, but okay. Salt Fiberbox removed, Ubi router removed. I think this one was removed because it was using web scraping. Yeah, web scraping. And that's it. Okay, but let's go to blueprints. I still haven't had time to fully. I know that Pedro, I think that you've been reading upon this. I've about a week or 10 days ago when they first released new release notes. I've went through this one, those two samples. Let's check it here. Blueprint, motion activate light, turn on light when motion is deactivated, domain automation, source, input motion entry, light target, no motion wait, if motion is taken within the delay, restart the script, trigger, and action. And if I'm not mistaken, the general idea about this, where can we using blueprint? It would allow you to rapidly create multiple automations that have similar condition or similar use. One example for if I did understand it, correctly is, and I was just thinking today about it. Let's switch to my main setup. Just a second. Give me a second here. Let me remove this display capture. Okay, what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to Visual Studio Code and let me switch it here. So I've been playing with the automations last couple of days, not that much, but I was playing a lot. And if you look here, I have a lot of automations that are almost identical, but they are not. For example, school day, I have 3 of them. One is for one of my kids, and there are 2 for the other kid, because she goes to school in the morning and also in the afternoon. I have to check if I change the screen or not. I always forget that. So if we go inside, let's look at this. Oh, these are input. Sorry, these are not automations here. This was a bad example, but Lucas School Wake Up, Zita School Wake Up. So these are the 2 automations that are pretty much similar. They have the same blueprint, but some conditions and some things changed. For example, for my youngest daughter, she always has school in the morning. The only thing that I'm currently testing or checking against is if she has currently school online or offline school. For my oldest daughter, she has some conditions added here extra. Let me just quickly go. So conditions here are: is the school on today, and is it a work day? Just to be safe that there isn't any holiday and that I miss something in the calendar, it has to match that both of those states are on. But this same automation for my oldest daughter has additional condition, and it has to be met. The week has to be B. So we have week A and week B. Week A is, I don't know, she has a school in the afternoon, and don't ask me. And week B is when she has school in the morning. So if it's school day, if it's work day, if it's week B day, then I'm using this additional step to verify if the school is online or not. And depending on that, she wakes up either at this time or the other time. Same goes here, but times are a bit different. As you can see, everything else is more or less the same. I use Notify Engine to send text to the mobile phone. I set up volume. I send her text message, and I turn the light on and I start to play stream. Everything more or less is the same, but it's not the same. Here I have Good Morning Luca, and here I have Good Morning Zita. It sends message to one mobile phone, that other one sends to the other mobile phone. This one is sending message to the Mini-Me media player, and first one is sending to whatever me. So more or less all of the automations are the same, but parts of the automations are tweaked depending on the specific use. So I think that if I did understand why the blueprints, how blueprints work, I think that this is how they will be working. And I'm fighting with something here. Also, the other example I have is, I think, this one. So I have, for the Xiaomi switches, I have 3 automations: single, double, and triple click. For 2 switches, so it's 6 automations that I had to cut and paste, and I really do hope that Blueprint would allow me to more easily fill the data that is needed. And yeah, okay, so hopefully this is something that we will be seeing in the blueprints. Question is, would I be able to? No, I probably wouldn't. I don't have that much time. I was thinking about maybe trying to install the HAS.io version on the clean machine, but probably we will not have time to install HAS.io and try if the beta version is working there too. But I will be doing that later on, and depending on if it fails or passes through, I will be posting info in the Discord server. So anybody who's interested if version, but once again, this is a beta version. Yeah, I will be posting it in the Discord channel. So the idea is that somebody would make a blueprint, and then you will be able to share it, and you can also use it to import blueprints. Let's check that thing here. Is this one? Configuration, blueprints. Yeah. And you just press create automation, and you just select motion sensor. Yeah, nothing here. Nice. I really like it. Okay. Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice how the blueprints, the idea of blueprints. And for example, I know that I spent a lot of time creating those school-related automations, and if I'm okay with them, if I think that they are okay, I would be able to share those specific automations, and then you would also be able from the community website, I think they said. Yeah, let's see what we have here about blueprints. We already have, oh nice, 5-button remote, turn off phone charging if the phone is charged. Nice. Call monitor plus Alexa announcements, public gist for blueprint import. Okay. Create automated backups every day is split blueprint discussion. Okay, they probably split it up in a reload automation automatically when blueprint. Okay. Send camera snapshot notification and motion. So I would go here. The blueprint. So what I said, use this here, go to here, back, I'll leave, import blueprint. No, it has to be, yeah. Import blueprint, and it's working. Nice, really nice. Motion sensor, select here, camera, you select here, device to notify, iOS, no, notification title. Nice, this is really great. This is really great. And I think that things like that will in future be those, you know, make it or break it, or those things that end users need in order to, even if they are not technically proficient, be able to start using the system and get more out of it. Installing it can be really done by anybody, but you know, tweaking the automations and things like that can really be an issue sometimes. For example, I was working where is it, this here, plants. No, it's not here, it's on my main setup. Let me switch here. I was working on a couple of things. Just a second. Okay, wrong. system. This one. Okay, so I was working on a couple of things here. By the way, I've added something that I really didn't expect. I will be having a configuration panel inside Home Assistant, because yeah, I'm still working on this, but no, doesn't matter. So I was working on this, and this is the tracking of the last change for the charging, to see how many days it has been since I recharged the plan. So for example, this one is currently being charged, this one is dead, and the battery only lasted 7 days. I think that I know what is the glitch here, but it took me a lot of time and effort to play with the data that is available, with the templates here, to make it work as I expected. This one is, you know, demo template, but I really spent a lot of time. I think that it was 2 days, of course not whole 2 days, but couple of hours every day to get it working. And if you do something like that for automation and you are happy with it, to make template of it or blueprint and share it easily with the community is really great idea. One issue that I potentially see here is that the community forum will be not such a good place to have them listed, because I may be wrong, but I see hundreds of new automations being shared, and it will be at one point very hard for people to find what they are you know, looking for. Okay, so what's the time? 7:30. Anybody has any interesting topic, and please let's try and skip the last time when we started talking about the conspiracy theories. It was really bad idea, and the video was demonetized, or stream was demonetized. After the stream, I promised my daughter I will go out and buy M&Ms. So yeah. Okay, we've been now into stream 1 hour and 30 minutes. Anybody has anything, or we can call this a day? Nothing. Okay, so yeah, I really had fun time. I hope that I was able to clear the broken hearts between the Home Assistant and the Synology. As I said, I will be using Home Assistant still supervised version or Frederica's version in the Synology until it works. Yeah, tomorrow is the Home Assistant conference. I will be there watching and cheering up. We have to see what other news we will receive tomorrow. With open source projects, unfortunately, not a lot of stuff can be hidden from the eyes. But yeah, that's the life. And we'll be wrapping it up. Thank you everybody who joined. I really do wish to thank all the sponsors or members of the channel. Really, last stream we had 8, now we have 10, and I really do appreciate your support. It really helps a lot. Hi Sam, you've just arrived at the end of the stream. And that's it. I will try to make the stream recording available as soon as possible. If I didn't mess something up, I hope that once again we will have the chat recording available. No, don't be. And as you know, Ithami, I will always be there. If you need any help, I will try to help you. And I will definitely be making, because I'm in the same boat. and I wouldn't. I tend to avoid unnecessary issues, and I'm aware of potential issues, but I'm really not feeling any problem there. No problem, Sam. Spam the Discord. Yeah. If you have any questions, I definitely try to help everybody as much as I can. I do not know everything. I thank everybody who jumped in with the radio stations on Alexa. Whoops. As a user that doesn't have that Amazon device, I apologize. I said the name that shouldn't be spoken. Yeah, I'm just sorry. I'm using that device that you can talk more or less. They're just recording everything, but they do not react to whatever you say. Thank you once again for joining, everybody, and I'll be seeing you next time. Until then, bye bye and have fun. But I have to find now where the screen is to move it here. But